My 28 female boyfriend, 36 male, cheated on me with his ex-wife, 38 female. My boyfriend and his ex-wife got married at ages 19 and 21. They have a daughter together who is now 10. They were married for 11 years and divorced at ages 30 and 32 because she was having an affair, and basically told him flat out that she wasn't sorry and wasn't happy in their marriage anymore. I met him when he was 32, and we hit it off immediately. We've been together for 4 years now, and our relationship has been amazing. We get along perfectly and support each other, and we have our healthy fights from time to time, but I've always considered him to be my person for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna lie, there have been things that have been very difficult for me to handle, but I love him so much that it's all worth it. Him having an ex-wife that he has to talk to often because of their daughter is hard on me sometimes, but I am understanding, and I would want him to be understanding for me if the roles were reversed. After approximately 2 years of dating, we decided it was time for me to actually meet his ex-wife and his daughter. I had already met his parents and brother earlier on. His ex-wife was very sweet to me when we first met, and every interaction since then has been very friendly. There have even been plenty of times I have gone over to her house and picked his daughter up because he was at work or busy. Fast forward to last week. He snapped at me out of nowhere over something really minor. We were both sitting on the couch and he was working from home on his laptop and I was on the phone with my sister, and yes, I was being loud, but the convo was less than 10 minutes, and immediately after we hung up, he yelled at me about how disrespectful I am, etc., etc. The next day, I asked if he could unload the dishwasher while I was cooking dinner. We both do our share of the chores, and this is a normal thing he would do. He said he didn't feel like it, and he'll do them tomorrow if they're still not done. I ended up doing them that night anyway. So things were already feeling weird, and then a couple days later, me, him, and his daughter were all at the house, and he just grabbed his keys and said he'd be back. I didn't think much of it and didn't ask where he was going. So his daughter and I ate dinner and started watching a movie together. He came back almost 3 hours later and walked by us on the couch and went straight to bed without saying a word. His daughter was asleep on the couch at that point, and he didn't even kiss her goodnight or put her to bed. So I put her to bed and got into bed with my boyfriend, and he got up and went to sleep on the couch. The next day, I dropped his daughter off at his ex-wife's place before I went to work, and she was very friendly with me. When both my boyfriend and myself were home from work that day, he said he needed to talk to me about something serious. He told me, yesterday I slept with, and just looked at me waiting for my response. I didn't know what to say, so many things were going through my head. I was at our place taking care of his daughter, while he was cheating on me? With his ex-wife? I immediately started crying and asking him why he would do this to me, and if all the times he told me I had nothing to worry about were BS. We had a long conversation about it, and he said he regretted it very much, and the two of them had been talking a lot the last couple weeks, and something just came over him and he was missing the old times. I seriously don't know what the F to do because I love him so much, and we work so well together, but I just feel so betrayed. TLDR, my boyfriend cheated on me with his ex-wife while I was at home taking care of their 10-year-old daughter. You need to break up, move out, and maybe talk to his daughter, so she knows the real reason for the breakup. I would like to say goodbye to her, as we've gotten very close and have spent a lot of time together over the last couple years, and she knows why her parents got divorced, and I just don't want her to think I was the one who did the same thing her mom did. At first I thought it would be kind of F up for me to ruin her dad's image in her mind, especially at her age, but now I'm thinking that he's the one who ruined his own image. He made his choice, and I'm going to let his daughter know what he did and why I won't be around anymore. How old is she? You can always be honest, but in a kid-friendly version. She's 10. I have a couple days to figure out a good way to word it to her so that I don't cause her any long-term trauma from it, but I still want her to understand the weight of what her dad did, and honestly, as F up as it sounds, I want him to be hurt by his daughter seeing him differently now. You have to leave. There's no coming back from that. It's over. She's always going to be there. He obviously still loves her, and the moment you play the pick-me game, you're done. You were babysitting their daughter while they were effing, for God's sakes. The disgust, disrespect, and humiliation doesn't get worse than that. Pack your things and leave. Please do yourself a favor and get some distance from this jerk and get tested for STDs. Yes, you still love him, but he's just showed you how little respect he really has for you. How could you ever trust him again? Don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy. Take your time, focus on yourself, see how you feel about the relationship in a few weeks. Consider getting some therapy if necessary. I'm not quite sure what's with all these posts made by people who were cheated on, and wondering what they should do. It makes zero sense. There is only one thing you can do: leave the cheater and end whatever loving relationship you thought you had. Accept that you may love them, but they don't love you back. Accept that you are disposable to them, and that they will cheat on you again, if presented with the opportunity. And before people tell me that it's easier said than done, I know. I was cheated on, and witnessed the cheating with my own eyes. No, it wasn't easy taking out the trash, but I still did, on the spot. Life is too short to put up with such crap. I think this relationship is done. Even if you were willing to work on it, it's clear that you feel betrayed by both him and the ex-wife. Both being fake and lying to your face. The problem is, the ex-wife will remain in his life forever because of the daughter. I just don't see any way forward with the three of you, which doesn't end with you drawing the short end of the stick. It's just a very unhealthy dynamic for you to be in, and I'm not sure it will get back to a comfortable situation for you ever. He did to you what his ex-wife did to him. He knows exactly how much it hurts what he did. There's no coming back from this. He deliberately drove over there and stayed for 3 hours while you were taking care of their child. What more do you need to know? And even if you wanted to try to forgive this, how would you be able to? She's going to be in your life all the time. And she smiled in your face after effing your BF. 2 peas in a pot. They're both trash. You love the man you knew and who you were happy with, and who didn't cheat. Not this man who cheated on you and treats you like crap and deliberately hurts you and makes you unhappy. The man you love doesn't exist anymore. Only this cheating version. Would you have fallen in love with the guy who did this to you? Probably not. But that's the guy you're in a relationship with now. Kinda sounds like he's always been in love with her. He just got with you to punish her for cheating. Now that they're even, they can get back together and just happily cheat on each other till they grow old and sleazy together. Don't fight to stay in this messy family. Walk away while you can. It sounds like he's been having an emotional affair with his ex-wife for some time, and eventually it led to a physical affair. I honestly don't see how you could potentially salvage this relationship. Most people who try to reconcile say that you 100% need to go no contact with the AP. Unfortunately, in this case you can't. So she's always going to be in your life. She's also confirmed that she's a bad person by not only cheating on him but now cheating with him on you. She cannot be trusted, like at all. And neither can he. You deserve better than him, and definitely deserve better than having to put up with her in your life for the rest of it. You only have one life to live, so why waste it with bad people? Instead, go out there when you're ready, and meet someone who'll treat you so much better. Good luck. It's so disheartening when intelligent young women shortchange themselves like this. What do you mean you don't know what to do? Never mind the cheating for a moment, the cruelty and dismissiveness with which he's been treating you leading up to this is enough to end this thing. He was building up to a big fight, you didn't indulge him, and he chose to do the most hurtful thing he could. He wanted to break up with you, but didn't know how, so he chose this. Leave for goodness sake. Update. After reading everyone's comments, I think my only option is pretty clear. I'm going to pack up for a few days, and go stay with my parents an hour away. I'm going to come back to our place on a day I know he has his daughter, so I can tell her what happened, then I'll take the rest of my things and move in with my parents or my sister, until I find a new place to live. This is the best decision, OP. What he did to you was completely unacceptable. Don't go back to him when his ex cheats on him again and he starts begging for you. When she met you, she was probably jealous and planned to break the two of you up. He went along with it. So removing yourself out of their toxic relationship is the best thing you could do for yourself. Next story. My boyfriend and I will be getting engaged soon, and we plan to start moving in together within the next 2 months. He lives in a very small home and the rooms are too small to accommodate any of my furniture, so I will be expected to pay for an air-conditioned storage unit to store everything that I own until we can afford a house. The housing market is crazy right now, and houses are unaffordable for us, so we're probably going to have to continue living in his small house for a few years, until we can afford something better. I will be receiving a large inheritance from my grandmother probably sometime within the next year, because unfortunately, she's in very poor health. I'm going to be getting roughly $400,000. My boyfriend expects me to put all of this money down on a house so we can live more comfortably, but after giving him basically all of my money, he will expect me to continue splitting the bills and all of our monthly living expenses after that. He said that he recently talked to his mother behind my back about this, and she seems to take his side and agrees that I am being selfish. Apparently, I'm expected to give my BF my entire inheritance to buy his dream home, and then after giving him everything that I own, I'm expected to continue working and splitting the bills almost 50-50. I'm not sure what to do in this situation, because I feel that he is being unfair by asking this much of me. He was married once before, and he went through a pretty nasty divorce where his first wife screwed him over, so this could be causing some of his behaviors. We are planning to start trying to have kids right away, and unfortunately, my job does not provide paid maternity leave. So I would be making less money, because I would be working fewer hours during the pregnancy, and then also going for probably 4 months without having any income due to maternity leave. My boyfriend would still expect me to pay for things regardless of having less or no income. Is he planning on selling his current house and contributing an equal amount to the down payment? He said he can sell his home for $160K and he would be contributing that. But we have been fighting over my inheritance because he expects me to put $400K down on the new home, and then he expects me to split the monthly bills after that. Pro tip: save money on a climate-controlled storage unit by investing in a new BF instead. Why are you with and planning to have kids with this loser? Run. He is literally waving his mother of a red flag right in your face. You think? Sorry if that sounds snarky, but you need a wake-up call. This is a lot more than unfair. He's being an entitled jerk, and it sure doesn't help that he ran to mommy and got her opinion on it. Can I ask why you're with him? That inheritance is awesome and will really help you establish yourself, but your job is to protect it, not squander it on some idiot. Imagine staying with a boyfriend you are dating, who is waving red flags like a matador, who expects you to A. Give up your $400K inheritance, B. For his dream house, which he C. discussed with his mom, disclosing your inheritance, and then when you dissent, he D. implies you're selfish. As if that weren't enough, he E. expects you to cover half the bills anyways. And as the absolute goddamn watermelon on top of the cake, because this sure as hell is no small cherry, he tells you, straight faces somehow, the most impressive part of the man honestly, that F. he expects you to give birth to his children, and then, when on maternity leave to support him, their child and household. After being pregnant and giving birth, you need to pay out of your savings 50-50 still until you recover from the birth and go back into the workforce. Women typically lose career points too when they have kids, not to mention labor uptick. I'd bet money that he expects her to cover all the hospital and appointment costs associated with pregnancy and birth too. The only thing this toilet man possesses is the audacity. I'd have laughed in his face, packed my stuff and gone if any dude, ever, had a brain smooth enough to suggest this arrangement, where he reaps all the benefits and does none of the work, takes none of the risks, does not reciprocate. What a loser. A fool and his money are soon parted. Don't be a fool, OP. He's showing you he is only a selfish taker, using you for what you can give him. Throw the whole man and his equally stupid mom out. This is BS. If you put your $400,000 down, he can pay all the mortgage payments until he has contributed his $400,000. Splitting utilities would be okay, under these conditions. Unless he breaks up with her after paying 6 months of the mortgage, expecting to sell the house and split the money equally. This greedy F is ridiculous, and OP should leave him if she has any common sense at all. Throw the greedy freeloader away. Don't let the rush to have kids push you into a financially abusive relationship with a guy who wants to use you to meet his financial and property goals. You need a lawyer and a financial advisor. You need a prenup like no one's business. It is a very foolish decision to use an inheritance to buy joint property, as in many jurisdictions you are taking a non-divisible asset, inheritance, and transforming it into a potential marital asset. Plus, if Graham is sick, who is to say her medical bills won't consume some of this money? I would not be spending it before she dies. Investing in property may be a very poor choice financially for you, versus investing the funds. Think about this smartly. Get some professional advice. Are you so desperate to stay with this man that you will buy his love with a house? That's the deal you're making here. He's a gold digger and a mama's little bee. Either of those are already dump worthy. Do not move in with or marry this man. He's a walking red flag. Why does he think he's entitled to your inheritance? GTFO. He's practically salivating at the chance to make him comfortable at your expense. He literally said he wants a dream home and ganged up on you with this mom. That is manipulative. Do you want to be with someone whose immediate response to not getting his way was to find an avenue to coerce you into spending $400,000? What's next? This won't be the only financial aspect he will try to control. What about finances when it comes to caring for your kids? It seems like the financial burden will still fall on you, even without paid leave. And of course, he expects you to go through life-altering changes to your body and mental health. It's giving me, you'll figure it out vibes. F that. His comfort is not your comfort. Have you talked about how you all will be managing finances? Are you all on the same page? That's the bare minimum, but I stand by that you should find someone who isn't delusional and entitled. Do you really need advice on this? Please. You are being used in an incredibly obvious way. I wouldn't even be considering a future with this person any longer.